We're hot.
We are.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, friends and family. Ricky, good to see you. Weedy. Oh, shucks. I'm trying to use. My hands is not working. Go. Hey, Jeff
we are.
is at home. He should be. Hopefully, they'll patch him in. We're trying to get him patched in right now. But you know us, on top of things. Hey, Kirk, good to see you, brother.
And we are fearless.
Mark and I just arrived. Well, he beat me here, but we just arrived from the KRLA, the Salem Town Hall. Gonna
Tell him why I
recap,
beat you, baby.
'cause
Slashing through traffic.
he's a runner. He's a runner. But, yeah, we had a good time. Took a lot of notes. Going to recap a lot of that tonight as well. Talk about, we're going to have Rick on. Hopefully they'll be going well. Yeah, trying to get Jeff patched in. Hopefully that comes through.
We are
ASAP.
wildly optimistic.
I am always optimistic. If anything, I am optimistic. Let's see. Got.
Hey, there we are.
What is this? Get out of here.
We'll have to call you James now.
James. Murda.
That's Mr. Murdoch to you.
That's Mr. Murda. Robert, Bob. Hey, guys. If we're all over the place tonight, excuse us. We don't have our fearless leader in, but we're going to have a good time. Have a good time.
Mark is wearing a tie, too. Try not to be surprised. Or are you surprised at the fact that I'm wearing it or the fact that I actually own one?
You have a tie. I've seen you in a tie.
I've seen me. Yeah. Absolutely. And
And
given where we were, did the tie not make sense?
it did.
So the
Look,
guy wearing the cool T-shirt?
I tried my.
Rick at 7:15, right?
Yes, please.
All right.
Sir.
I tried a suit that I had ready, and the pants were a bit too snug. I think this season has been.
Oh, just in time for Christmas. Have another piece of pumpkin pie.
Can't wait. This is gonna. I'm in a bulk season. I'm bulking. But yeah.
Was that your intent?
Well, it was. You know what? I went through my fast last year, and I just haven't been able to even her out. Mr. Enigma, good to see you, brother. Everyone jumping in. Eric Peterson, Big Mad. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Big Jake. Look at that. All the bigs are in. Oh, all the bigs.
All the bigs, including your muscular thighs.
They are muscular. Let's talk about boots again. Let's get some calves in. Oh yeah, Hendo, I'm in the big chair.
Now not that big chair, although there are those who say that time off, credit for time served.
I didn't make it to that chair yet. Who is going to sing? Oh, I guess we'll find out.
Are you kidding me?
I guess we'll find out. Jeff is just resting before his procedures and all get underway, so he should be hopefully getting patched in one way or another. But we'll find out. We'll see if maybe we'll just have to get him to call in. But I've been texting with him.
He's definitely around.
Oh, he's definitely around.
Okay, that's not going to work, so let's try it this way.
It's heater tune-up time. Chilly nights are coming to Ventura County, LA, and San Diego.
Don't forget to sing, Jimmy.
Oh boy, here it goes. With no Kev here, we have no cups, so I can't even get in water. The parchness.
Freunde, schöner Geterfunken, Tag der aus Elysium. Wir betreten Feuertrunken, himmlischer dein Heiligtum. Deinet sauber binden wieder, was dem Ohre streng geteilt. Alle Menschen wär dein Brüder, wo dein sankte Flügel weilt.
Das ist prima.
Das ist gut, ja?
Das ist gut.
Yeah,
Wunderbar.
so we will be singing hits from the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries for you tonight.
The classics never go bad.
They never go bad. Nine. I'm
Oh,
so happy.
shoot. Here we go. We're going to be on in 4 seconds. Good evening, everyone. This is the Gunslingers on the
Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Here we go, all over California and your neighboring states, folks. We are on all your radio dials as well as all over the internet right now. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and X. Just search out the Gunslinger Radio or Gunslinger Auctions.
Now, for those of you that are listening or even watching us live, you'll notice there's something different, and that would be
different.
correct. That is right. Jimmy has gone to a mustache.
I have gone full mustache. If you can see the handlebars
The
are
handlebar,
out.
and it is deadly good. No, there's another thing taking place here.
Yeah,
Real
so-
quick, let's tell them about Jeff.
Yep. So Jeff, hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed at the moment, but he is at home. We have him all set up to do the show from home.
Importantly, he is as fine as he was last week.
Yes.
He's just being very careful because of his condition. Thank you for all those of you who offered him best wishes.
And prayers. We always appreciate all of that. And he is doing all right, just taking it easy. So hopefully we'll be able to get him in patched in one way or the other. But
We'll hear from him one way or the other. That I am
yes,
sure.
I have my phone open just in case he's going to text me
Signal
or call.
flags, smoke signals from the area of Norco.
Yeah,
it's all good, man. He'll be here.
Yeah, but he is well. He hasn't gone through any type of procedure yet, so he is at home resting. So God bless you, Jeff. You are always here in spirit, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear from you in my head. So but this is his show, the Gunslinger Radio Show, or syndicated radio program, and. This is our evening. We have a lot to recap tonight.
Boy, do we. We had the pleasure, and we missed Jeff there to be sure, but
Yeah.
we had the pleasure of attending the 2025 Town Hall meeting. And
Thrown by Salem, our gifted and wonderful radio producers that we have here and all that, the people that kind of let us do this on the show, on the radio. So yeah, those wonderful people out there.
it's a preview of coming attractions here in California. There are a lot of political voices that you would recognize, and if
Absolutely.
you don't recognize them, you're certainly going to in the future. Spearheaded by people like, I don't know, Larry Elder was there.
The sage himself,
The sage. Let me see. Sheriff Mark Lamb was there.
big guy, man. He's surprisingly
Big
large.
guy, and boy, just looks like what a cowboy ought to look like.
You're
Don't
right.
you think?
With
He's
the
killing
hat
it.
and all. It was really nice to see him.
We have candidate for governor Steve Hilton, who had a very, very good message.
He did, but we also have our friend of the show, Sheriff Chad Bianco. There did a very, very energetic and down-to-earth speech that he had.
Don't want to pick winners, don't want to take sides here if we don't have to, but
No.
honestly, both of them had great messages, and I felt that Bianco's was a very, very convincing delivery, and he made a real good point about this is a guy who has something to show for his years of public service, and for him, stepping into the governor's office would be a continuation of what he's been doing for, what did he say, 32 years?
32 years. He has the lineage of experience helping Californians throughout his career. So yes, but likewise, we had a bunch of great speakers from the education side, from your.
We'll be getting you all the names and stuff like that. 'Cause it was very impressive.
Just in case, I took 5 pages of notes. So we will go through all of that. But this is a live call-in show.
Oh, and by the way, it's also the Gunslinger show. So we will be talking about fun with guns at some point. And we keep saying this is not a show about politics, but they won't leave us alone. So once in a while, we stray over that dividing line.
You know what? Because it is a muddy pile line. So yes, it's going to smear over every once in a while, and we're here to help clean it up. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you do want to call in, Mark, how about you throw me the number? I'm always throwing the number.
You know what? You are always throwing the number. And the reason you're throwing the number is because you know the number. It's 866-870-KRLA. That is 866-870-5752. Now, this show is going to be as good as you make it. Jimmy and I and Jeff from his comfy chair back at home will do the best we can to keep it entertaining. But at the end of the day, you guys are the entertainment. You guys will make it as fun or as not as it's going to be.
And we did have a lot of our listeners out there.
Boy, did we.
At the town hall. We're going to give shout outs throughout the whole entire night and let them know that we really, really love hearing from you guys. And hopefully some of you will call in. But speaking of calling in, we've got a phone call.
Oh, take it away.
Looks like, hey, Richard, what's going on?
Good evening, you ricochet gunslinger.
Pew, pew, pew. What's going on, Richard? How you doing now? How was your week?
Fine. And how's Jeff doing?
He is resting well. He is... you know what? He is as strong as ever. Nothing's changed. So we're just going to continue our outpour of his strength. And
can we say an abundance of caution?
Oh, yes. And that's where he should be residing at. He should be on the side of caution because we want these next couple steps to go as well as possible for him. So, absolutely.
They'll stitch him up. He'll be back.
So what's your question
I hope
tonight?
He feels better.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We appreciate that,
And he's
Richard.
listening, so he'll hear it. Thanks, Richard.
Oh, yeah. He's online.
So the question I've got is, when did they change over from musket balls to bullets?
Oh, that's a fair question. You're going to be referencing musket balls were always easy, and the spherical design seemed to make sense. They loaded easily. They're made out of soft lead. But about the time that you started coming out with rifling, they discovered quickly that the spherical ball was not the most efficient means of delivering a projectile. So about the time, if you have just prior to the Civil War, you'll be right in there. And during the Civil War, the use of a thing called a mini ball, which was not miniature, it has to do with the name of the gentleman who invented it, which was a conical projectile which had a hollow base. And so it would grip rifling tight, and it was a aerodynamically more efficient design. That plus rifling changed warfare forever, and unfortunately led to the reason that the Civil War was the bloodiest conflict in American history.
So a bit of the evolution going from the actual ball into that new canonical shape, into the modern type of shell that we have traveling through the air.
Okay.
All right. We have about 2 minutes left in this segment. Rich, you got your joke tonight?
We're counting on a joke, buddy.
Well, Halloween's coming. Do you know how a wicked lady would tell time during Halloween?
A wicked lady. I was going to say, ask my ex-wife. No, I can't say that because she's a darling.
She's a darling, and she might be listening. But a wicked lady telling time.
Lady.
Yeah, during Halloween, what would she use to tell time?
A moon dial? I don't know.
Which is
I don't know. How?
It would be, she would use a witch watch.
Oh, I got it at the last second, a witch watch. Gosh darn it. Well, Richard, thank you so much. And it is the season for spooky business. So
we respect the fact that you are always seasonal with your humor as well.
Yes, and you keep us seasoned too. Thank you so much, Richard.
And tell Jeff, I hope he gets better.
Yes, sir. He's listening right now, and so he's going to hear you firsthand. So thanks so much, Richard. God bless you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Always a good way to start the show, man.
All right, we have.
Lights it up. We will have open lines.
We will, but we do have Rick from the CRPA on our next segment, so he will be filling us in. Maybe we can extend his little portion, his segment for the next one, and see what kind of news he has. But again, the phone number is
866-870-5752. You'll be speaking to the Gunslingers on the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
sultry. All right, we'll be right back, folks. Thanks so much.
Trying to find that bottom octave, the Gunslinger City. I love the fact we met so many people,
So many.
which was very, very cool. And they said, who is the one who said, which one of you is which? Wait a minute. Say KRLA.
Here, wait, say the number for me. That's how I'll know. No. I even got a list full of names. Yeah, Lynn, Nicole, Doug.
So do I.
Antoine,
We'll get to
yeah.
them. Ooh, I like this, Kirk. Every gunslinger should shoot a musket once in their life. Invigorating. I love the smell of black powder.
Love the
pretty
smell
good.
of black powder.
Not as good as methane out of a dragster.
The witching hour. Good one, Melissa. That is good.
Ooh, the witching hour is even better.
Yes. All right.
Hendo, you set Jeff up for a remote broadcast from the bathroom. A shout out to when he did the show in
Yes,
Vegas.
you guys did it
Great
together.
reverb. .com. Wait for the horns, baby.
Sugar pie, honey bunch. You know that I love you. Oh, you guys asked for it,
What
so
have
you
you
got it.
unleashed?
Come on, you asked for it.
Listeners,
You got
what
it.
have you unleashed? And my God, if you are not listening, you have got to see this man's dance moves.
And welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network. And again, we this is like always. We're going to continue the show just as is with Jeff at home right now. We're all just. I'm going to bring you up every segment, so don't even think that you're going to be out of sight, out of mind. So yeah, just continue to give your thoughts and prayers, and we're actually going to keep it rolling. Get with Rick from the CRPA. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
Hey guys, it's so good to hear your voices. I've been texting Jeff in the background, so I know he's doing good, and so that's always good.
Absolutely. It's always great to hear your voice. Good news, bad news. We like to stay afloat with everything you got going on.
Yeah, so I wasn't on last week, but I did see some of your comments, and so I wanted to address those to help everybody out. So I was going to go through the 4 bills that did go through and get the signatures and kind of explain what we're doing on our end and the impact to everybody where we sit right now. So AB 1127, that is the Gabriel bill, also known as the Glock ban.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to let everybody know that doesn't go into effect till July 1st. And so there is a lawsuit that is pending right now, but everybody's looking at it because one of the things that people have to realize is while we're all wincing, while we're all upset, and rightfully so, and I've been upset about this bill since the day it broke daylight back in January of this year. Mm-hmm. But it does not going to affect till July 1st. And that's important for people to realize because people are like, why aren't you suing? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Because nothing's changed yet. There is no harm. And we've talked about this before on the show with other bills. Mm-hmm. So we are geared up, but we're not doing anything probably till sometime towards the end of June, and then that's when we'll launch our counteroffensive. There's also a couple other things that could happen between now and then. There's some moves that Glock could make, some moves that DOJ could make that could make this whole thing go away. Okay. So do not lose hope. But one of the other things that people are saying is, no Glock can be moved at all. Private party transfers are not impacted by this bill.
So they are definitely still allowed.
Right. So for people like, I have to ditch my Glock. No, you don't. Calm down. Don't have to ditch your Glock. You're not going to lose it. You won't be able to offer it for sale, but you will be able to do private party transfers. So this impacts FFLs more than anything else. Like new Glock Gen 3s won't come in, but the ones that are there could still be sold as a private party transfer. So I want to make sure everybody understands that.
I did get at the town hall. I did get a few questions about that today, if they were going to be, and I'm glad you're able to clarify that because I was assuming that the ones that are here would be able to transfer. Auctions probably wouldn't be affected as much.
Grandfathered.
And grandfathered.
Yeah, and there's some work that we're doing to try to get Gen 6 fixes in the state. So if we're able to pull that off, that would make this pretty much okay, whatever. And that's our goal. So Assembly Bill 1078, that is the 3 guns and 30, and also so the CCW application, again, that doesn't go into effect till April 1st. Now, that's really weird, and that's one of the things to keep cautioning people realize that many times, as we all know in California, bills go into effect either January or July of a year. So April 1st is a weird off date that they put in there. And so some people have asserted, and maybe possibly so, that they're trying to catch somebody. There's not a lot to catch with this bill, but we're waiting until the end of March before we would file anything on this bill. And we're still working on with the courts because, remember, Nguyen v. Bonta said any kind of limit on this would be a constitutional error. So as a result, we're still fighting that to say, hey, you can't do that. This is not allowed. Gibson's bill, which is the Ghost Gun Bill 1263, that doesn't go into effect till January of this year. So that is the one that everyone's looking at and we're working on. That will probably be, if of the lawsuits, the very first one to be launched. And us and several other organizations are coordinating that attack. And then the last one, which is the Firearms Bill, Senate Bill 704, that doesn't take place till July 1st of 2027. So we have time to fight that, and that may get knocked out by one of the court decisions because we have several decisions that are staying up at the Supreme Court waiting to see if they get the writ granted for them to hear that. And so that's what the whole month of October and November is about, is us waiting every day to see what they decide to take and what they don't.
Okay, so another waiting period and then an extended waiting period until these somewhat come into effect so we can actually show probable cause of damages, show harm and all that.
Correct.
Okay, so everyone out there, you see all these things coming down the line, but that does not mean that they're coming to effect just because you heard it that it passed and not.
Yeah, and I get it, but there's a lot of people out there on social media that use some of this stuff as clickbait, to get their social media going. I get that. It's discussion points, but literally the sky's not falling. We're holding our ground. We're doing good. Remember, we pushed back. Remember, we killed the majority of what they sent at us. Only 4 bills really got through this year, and we have a counteroffensive that we're launching in January, and I think this is going to push back even harder. So, despite all the things that happened to our community this year, we're winning.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the important point that people need to remember.
Yeah, in this fight, we are showing that we're gaining ground. There are some things going on. Yes, these inappropriate measures have been filed and gone through and all that, but that doesn't mean that the fight's stopping or it's not as strong as we were in the beginning of this year.
Yeah, the biggest thing I would say is to the listeners, check your utility bills, because a lot of times that's where your local government inserts the devious stuff that they're doing, and like many of us, you pay your bill and you throw the rest of it away. Don't do that. Grab those bill inserts, look at them, and if you see that there's something heinous going on and impacting your Second Amendment rights, let us know right away, because we at the CRPA don't get bills everywhere. So we getting that information from you guys. You're our eyes and ears out there, and so make sure you get that to us as quickly as possible so we can do something about it.
That is good advice, and it wouldn't. I know that Jeff is listening instead of sitting in the big chair, but it wouldn't be a Gunslinger show if we didn't ask for our friends online anything on the 11% tax. Sorry to do that to you, buddy.
I knew that was going I
didn't want you. Didn't want you not to. I didn't want you to feel alone.
No, I can feel Jeff on the show.
He's here in spirit.
And just to be fair, that's the start of almost every phone call I have with Jeff. So, so I know the 11% excise tax bill is now a multi-state lawsuit, and so that's where it's sitting. I know that Chuck Michelle, our president, and arguably the finest Second Amendment lawyer in the land, has been meeting with people for the last 2 weeks over that. And so I talked to Chuck this afternoon, ironically, and I said, I'm going to get asked this question. And he said, hey, don't worry about it. We'll have an answer here in a week or so. So there's my answer. Don't worry. We're working on it.
Hey, you got the best working on it. So, okay, folks, you
bless
heard it
you,
here.
bless the CRPA, man. And I'll tell you what, Jimmy, let's make this promise.
Let's do it.
You know what we're going to do next week? We're going to not ask you that question, Rick.
You know what? Because
Wow.
You're going to get a 1 week little peradishka there, a little breathing space.
Wow.
And okay.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, no,
Merry
We love you,
Christmas
man.
to me.
And since we were at the town hall meeting, we heard a couple candidates for governor and all that.
Yep.
And with it, I know we're all hoping and praying for a change in there.
Yeah.
Once they are in power, say, how hard and how quickly do you think they'd be able to help overturn some of these?
No, that's an excellent question. Here's what's going to come down to, guys, and this is why it's all hands on deck. For step one, before we even get to the governor's race, if we don't stop Prop 50,
Yes.
it wouldn't matter which guy got in.
That was a
Or
huge
if one of them
thing today.
decided to run for lieutenant governor and then one ran for governor and they both got in, it wouldn't matter because we would be so slanted. Already, Californians don't think about this, but, basically 40% of the population voted for Donald Trump, 60% voted for Kamala Harris, yet in Congress, we only have about 18% representation for the Trump side, and everything else is represented. And when this moves over, we would be like 92% Democrat represented. That's what the governor's going for. That's an absolute lockdown, which would really prevent a lot of things from happening, because what people are like, but Rick, that's congressional races. Yes, it is. But that also means Democratic National Committee money being set into those districts and areas that they haven't been able to get into. And that could break some of the different city councils, some of the boards of supervisors, some of the sheriff's races, everything. This is not just isolated to, 5 to 8 seats that they're trying to overturn. This is literally going after several counties to turn them blue by just sheer money being poured into this. And you have to follow money. You have to look at how unconstitutional this is and stop it there. The other one is voter ID. We get those two things across, and we could get a lot more than just a governor and possibly a lieutenant governor into office, but we could also break the stranglehold on both the Senate and the Assembly. And then, yes, we could get these things overturned fairly rapidly.
Okay, and that was a big discussion point of the night over at the town hall, that, yes, there is a 45% Democratic kind of population here, but that means that there's 55% of non-Democratic
That are various
voters.
other
Right.
parties and or Republicans.
Yes. So
Right,
that
and we got to get those people to vote.
Yes.
Like, they got to show up, especially in just a couple of weeks on November 4th. If they haven't turned in those ballots already, they've got to show up and vote.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's huge, because all these things that you're fighting for on your front, the education board fighting for on their fronts, for all these different kind of sane thought processes going through some of these committees, this will change all of that. From they're going to be on the back foot for every decision they make, and this is huge, folks. So if you haven't voted yet, if you haven't mailed it in or whatever you do, make sure you're doing it before the deadline.
Get on down and get it done. And
Yeah,
side
I
note,
tell everybody, this is the fight for not just California, but for the country, because this is the stranglehold right now on the nation, and we have got to break it here. We can break it. To everybody out there, it's a naysayer or a stick in the mud or an ER, give me a break, because we were told many, many things that CRP has accomplished. 3 years ago, we wouldn't get accomplished, and we've nailed every one of them on behalf of every Californian. And so I don't buy that, where you're dedicated and you're pushing, and we're just asking people, a little checkbox, seal the envelope, and drop it in a box.
Easy
That's
peasy,
all
folks.
we're asking you to do.
Yep, and talk to your friends, your family. Make sure that they understand the attention that this definitely needs. So go ahead and go out there and make sure your vote counts, folks.
and I want to throw this out too. If those pass, if we get voter ID, and if Prop 50, if we do vote correctly no on Prop 50, that's the end of Gavin Newsom's political career.
Yeah.
And that is by itself such a big win.
Absolutely.
Rick, how can people get a hold of you, and how can they help the CRPA do the good things that you're doing?
Yeah, just go to crpa.org, become a member, donate, and if you have questions, reach out to us at contact@crpa.org. And God bless you guys for everything you do, and we're praying for Jeff.
Absolutely. God bless you and everything that you do. Thank you so much. And remember, folks, time, money, anything that you can to help out this cause, make sure you're doing it.
Mostly
Thanks so much.
get out there and vote.
and vote.
Right? Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank
God
you.
bless
Take
you.
care.
Be safe
Bye.
tonight. All right.
man.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to come up on the long break, but when we do come back, we're going to have a special phone call come in, and then we're going to be taking your phone calls.
At what number? 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
And you're listening to the Gunslingers on the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network. Come on, baby. We'll be back. You came and you stopped me from shaking.
Mandy's kind of the anti-rock and roll anthem, isn't it?
It's the most anti-rock and roll. It's not
AC/DC, Mandy.
and it doesn't even feel like a love ballad. It feels like it should be in an opera where everyone's crying all the time.
That's a great description.
Everything sung is just in cry form.
Straight to Vegas. Go.
Hey, Ricky, Melissa, Gavin Grew should never get to the presidential candidate stage. Yes, I think that showing how he's utterly destroyed California, he should never even be
How anyone
thought.
can take that thing seriously.
Yes.
Doug, ballot harvesting parties and gatherings, correct. Post to social media connects, correct. Car, van pool, like-minded voters. Good heavens. All good advice. You know, I know we don't want to be bothered. We all got jobs. We're all trying to do the best we can with our lives. You can't sit this out. You can't sit this out. If you got a ballot, please use it. And if you don't have a ballot, please make sure you have one next time.
All right, folks, and if you're online right now, do it for Jeff. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed already, and make sure we're sharing this. We want to make sure that Jeff knows that he is missed and appreciated, so go ahead and hit those buttons. Make them all do the things that they do. Boom, boom, bing, bada, boom, boom, bing, bang. What else is going on? Yeah, we should be... Oh,
We're rumbling.
I don't know if you saw from Kathy that Jeff should be calling this next thing. So.
Love it.
Do.
So a lot of love for Rick. Thanks from Kirk. Thanks for all you do. It takes an army. Yep.
Takes an army.
Rick is on Army of One, man. I know he's got staff and support, but that guy is indefatigable.
He does so much with him and his team, and that's why we need to go in and support him as much as we can, folks. I mean, anything we have, like the time, that's huge. If you can do any type of support through monetarily, time-wise, volunteer work, it's always appreciated.
I didn't mean to laugh, but we're off the proper air, and I liked mysteries in the spirit of Halloween. Did you see that?
I'm going to be but I saw that today. I saw that it was like a meme with actually it was with Trump too. So that's hilarious mystery. Love it. Yeah.
He was going to be a Democrat, but
Couldn't get his head up his own rear. Love it. God bless the Gunslingers and that CRPA. Concerned, thank you, and God bless you. God bless you folks coming in, joining us, having a good time. Thank you for all the well wishes and prayers for Jeff. But thank you for being here and being a part of this family. We appreciate you so very much. Eric, absolutely, it's all important. Donate to CRPA, government election, local school boards, assembly, California state, judges.
It all matters.
Call, write, email your opposition to anti-gun bills. Absolutely.
all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
How many great idioms did we hear this evening at Town Hall?
And a lot of fresh new voices.
Yes.
We'll get this next phone call in, and we'll share some of that stuff because it was a real treat being there. It was a real treat being there with you, Jimmy.
You know, it's always a pleasure spending time. Always appreciate you and our fun time.
Here we go.
Heart and soul. Yeah. Welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, folks. And we have a call on the line, a special guest. Hello, sir. What can we do for you tonight?
Yeah, I miss singing that song.
I had to get that deep one in there for you. But ladies and gentlemen, the gunslinger himself, Jeff.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Well, hey. So I got a ton of questions about what happened at the thing, but I tried to watch. I don't know how you guys do this internet stuff. It's driving me nuts with the bouncing back and forth and the questions and Dave, stop already. You don't like him. That's fine. He's our guy. We're backing him. Just back up.
Just chill out.
Go on somebody else's thing. I mean, stay with us, but go advertise the other guy on somewhere else.
A different medium, or consider Katie Porter as governor.
Snippy
shrew.
If we don't stick together, that's what we're going to end up with. You guys already covered no on 50, and that's an obvious. But we don't want Katie Porter. Anyway, so here's the update, guys. Okay, so this all started with back pain that was kind of screaming through my back and into my chest. I went into the doctor. I took a battery of tests. They said I had an abnormal heartbeat. Okay, fine. Then I go and I got to do a stress test. They say the same thing. Abnormal heartbeat. Okay, fine. Then I did an angioplasty. Now this is 10 days ago. I did this angioplasty, and they said, "Oh dear, your main artery has 90% blockage." Well, you know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boomba. And he says, yeah, we're going to have to go in because where the blockage is, it's in the bend of your artery, and you cannot put a stent in a bend because the end of it will be sticking into another artery. So they're going to have to crack my chest open and give me a bypass. So then last week I went in and I did an echocardiogram, which shows your heart beating from 50 different directions, and that went real good. So my heart's doing fine except for this 90% blockage. And apparently with, I won't say Kaiser, but the people that I go through, did I just say that out loud? Apparently 90% just isn't that bad of a block, and I'm literally sitting and waiting. So, they don't want me driving, they don't want me doing anything, but, Mark and Jimmy, you guys know me a long time. Sitting on the couch for me is like...
It's not your game.
You might... I'm going nuts here, and it's only been a couple of days. So I have another appointment again tomorrow, but I think it's just a checkup for my blood pressure for some odd reason. And all I'm doing is sitting and waiting for the doctor to call and say, okay, come on in. And with the health care that I have, I'm sure I'll be in sometime this year.
Oh boy, yeah, you're definitely not a knitter and a sitter, so I can imagine you are just ripping out your hair right now.
Kind of, sort of. It's been rather unpleasant, and I can't do a whole bunch because I am getting pain in the top of my chest, and my doctor said, well, if you have pain, go in. But it's like, well, yeah, but I don't want to waste a whole day sitting in an ER. And then they just go, okay, you can go now.
Right. You're okay. They already know, right?
Yeah, and then it's like, no offense to anybody in the ER, but you know what? You go to a hospital, you end up getting sick. And I don't think I need any flu or COVID or anything right now. Because I just want to get this done and get out. Now, here's what I got lined up. Of course, KRLA came out, Scott and Kevin on Friday, and they hooked me all up so that I could be on with you guys tonight. And of course, that crashed and burned and didn't work.
I love that pause. You caught yourself.
Thus the phone call.
I mean, you guys have been with us 6 years. Does any of this surprise you whatsoever? It's all ready to go. Oh, it doesn't work.
A well-oiled machine.
Yeah, so I'm just down to calling in, but that's the story on that. On the November 2nd, I've got Leon and George going to come in, so you guys, assuming that which is a huge assumption, but assuming I have my operation by then, I won't be able to probably make it unless, somehow they can hook up smoke signals or something. I don't know. Has anybody got 2 tin cans and a really, really long string? Maybe we can make that work.
They have the technology.
If you would beat on a hollow log with these sticks.
Semaphores. Anybody got semaphores out there? I don't know, but anyway, so that's the story on all that. So I got on the 2nd, and then, of course, Rick said if need be, he'll come sit in for me the week after that. But again, this is all on an assumption that I get in to see these people, because right now they're treating me like I'm you.
Yeah, like you're fine now, but you just told me I had 90% blockage. How fine am I really?
Yeah. And to tell you the stress and strain that this has put on my family, I mean, it's bad enough on me, but it's not fair to them. I mean, can you imagine, your dad is sitting there, well, I could have a heart attack or a stroke literally any moment.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
But, go ahead and, kick back and watch TV on your couch.
We'll take our time here.
Enjoy Me TV. Yeah, don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's like, what are you, a sissy? You're not at 98%. Oh, yeah, what was I thinking?
Our threshold is much higher. Jeez.
Yeah, so any which way. So, I'm just pulling my hair out, sitting around the house and not doing much. But that's enough of that crapola. So fill me in on what happened. How was Chad?
Chad was...
if I may, we had the pleasure of listening to the 2 primary Republican candidates for the governor, okay? I'll start by saying Steve Hilton gave a very good presentation in terms of what it is that he sees for California. He has a real positive vision.
Yes, he does have a vision.
But Bianco comes across... there was a little bit of, I don't want to say this, a little bit of carnival huckster. I mean, he was definitely working the room. Bianco came on, and Bianco shares a similar vision, but was much more forceful without the theatrics.
Yeah, he even prefaced it that this is not going to be your run-of-the-mill political speech. I want you guys to know who I am, what I'm doing here, and what I've already done. And the way the crowd reacted to how he gave his speech and how he spoke to us as a fellow Californian now, we learned some of the backstory, how he fell in love with the California and all, but...
You'll appreciate the fact he came out here for a little league game from Utah.
Yeah, he was in the...
and he saw what
he
called the California dream.
Yeah, and that kind of...
Can I knock down a couple of the things that he said? Because I
Please.
thought this was great. His vision is to save California, as he says, not just for me, but for my kids and their kids' kids. Okay, he pointed out that this is the only state that taxes military retirement pay.
Huge.
He is tired of public safety being laughed at. There is no public safety from criminals. And furthermore, the disasters that have taken place in California, the fires, the floods, everything. There's so many of these things are not acts of nature. They're not global warming. They're caused by catastrophic government failure. And he is in place to do something about this. And then he says, and this is what I have done. As people watch the No Kings marches, he made the point that didn't see any No Kings marches in any of his cities.
Nope.
Because, as he said, we monitor their websites. We want to know what they're up to and if they're going to be up to any malfeasance or any danger or anything. And he says, whatever you do, not in Bianco territory, because if you do misbehave, we can't help you.
Nope. Yeah, he put it out there plain and simple, and he even gave, like, for this Prop 50 and for the governor's race, he gave out the percentages of how and why we should be going out there, talking to the people that are undecided, even the opposing side, and let them know, are you happy with this? Are you happy with that? And he gave out his realistic viewpoint of how he can change everything and what he's going to do the first couple days. If anyone hasn't been to Bianco for governor, you can see a bunch of great stuff, or any of his social media stuff. Again, Steve Hilton went out there and he did very energetic, very pro-California, trying to relive the California dream and all. And it was good to hear that we have two people on our side running for governor, trying to change California back to the beautiful state it used to be. Maybe we may seem a little biased because we do have a bit of a connection with Chad, but he gave such a down-to-earth, non-political speech where you thought you were listening to a politician just tell you kind of things you need to hear or want to hear, but he talked to us as a Californian who wants and needs us to be safe.
And adults. I want to offer two more things really quickly that really struck me. He's got a $1.3 billion budget as the Riverside County Sheriff. That's a whole lot of money, so he's got experience dealing with that, right? He ends up in the black every year.
Every year, folks. So he knows
ends up in the black.
He's going to be his own Doge, pretty much.
And he made another real good point. And again, he was very generous to Steve Hilton, which I thought was very, very good. They were both very respectful of one another. But he made a real good point. That is, if we're going to win the governor's race, we need some Democratic votes. And he thinks he can get them. And he made this telling point.
I wrote it down.
What does Steve Hilton do for a living?
He is a broadcaster on a specific news station.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that news station has been so vilified by the left that he says people who might want better would not cross the line for a Fox News host.
Especially a celebrity Fox News host that's been maybe propped up to be so, and that's going to be a very difficult hill for him to come over.
Yep.
So,
Well, I think he got that idea from me because I've been saying that for how long?
yeah, I mean,
It's a great point.
It's absolutely
It's a great point.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we could vote for either one on the talking points, but you got to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Chad, Scott behind the scenes, we were told we could no longer, because he's running for governor, have him on the show because Chad has been a repeat guest of ours several times. But now that he's running for governor, we've been told by the uppity ups that we can't have him on. But we got the okay today.
Yeah, we talked to Scott that if we're going to have any type of guest like in that caliber, he needs to get the proper paperwork in and all. So,
and we're glad to do it.
And since they screwed up me being on the show tonight so bad, I'm gonna ride them like a rented horse tomorrow and make sure we get this in tomorrow so that we can have Chad on soon and hopefully often.
It would be good. Either choice is going to be superior to anything the Democrats have to offer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, they're sending us out on music already, Jeff. Do you want to?
Well, don't hang up on me because it's my damn show and I want to talk longer.
Okay. Hey, you know what? You do what you want. This is the Gunslinger.
Hey, Jimmy, just leave it where it's at, and when you come back from the break, I'll still be here.
Okay.
Sounds
we have
good,
Eric on the line from Santa Ana. We'll get to you as soon as we get over everything on this side, and then you guys feel free to call in again 866-870-5752. We're going to continue with Jeff right after the break, and you're listening to the Gunslinger Radio program. It's on YouTube.
Jeff, we're all rooting for you, Jeff. Hope you're firing all cylinders. We miss your voice. We're stuck with Mark doing opera for the next hour.
Dave, he even went on Jen and Grant's and spoke to him and even got Grant to understand the point of view of what happened. So go ahead and do a little extra research, okay, brother? See, Jeff, this is why we need you back in. I
Man.
can't hit it as melodious
Or
as you do,
I'm
so I'm
gonna end
not
up
going to
singing
even
German opera,
try.
Hey, face it, guys. It's not nearly as easy as I make it look, is it?
Hey, you know what? It is. There's a different tempo on this side of the screen. Okay, so all hats off to
Yep.
you. Thank
Yep.
you always for manning, captaining this ship for us. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, what else was a highlight besides the two guys running for governor?
Well, they had a lot of great panels up there. One of the biggest ones that we had up there was Sonia Shaw, who is the board on the board for the Unified
She's a
School District
superintendent,
and she's running for
superintendent of California State Schools.
California State Schools, and she's
And
doing a great job.
Cannot
out there.
emphasize this enough. Every race in California matters.
Yep.
And one of the things that the left has been doing very successfully is by going through the educational system, they have created a couple of generations now of mindless zombies.
Yeah, and that's what they're promoting. They want to brainwash you, so the next generation can be pre-washed. I guess can have a little.
And so
soak.
malleable, and they only know the truth they're told.
There is a phrase for that, I think. Something, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s. What did that, guys following me here?
Yes. Yes, we
There's
understand.
one truth, and that truth is the party.
So she was a really big highlight once again.
Yeah, she was.
Then we
Props
had
to the sparkle coat, by the way.
Oh yeah, she was glowing out there, and we had a really cool panel with Sheriff Alex Villanueva, the American Sheriff Mark Lamb, who maybe we can give it a little.
I definitely want to give a shout out to because he has an announcement to make on Wednesday. It's his to make, so we can't say more than that. But I'll tell you what, that the law enforcement panel was remarkable because
yes.
they had Chris Harris from the Border Patrol.
Border Patrol.
They had Villanueva, who, by the way, was in his own very low key way. Because he's not trying to be a politician. Honestly, I thought that made him. Much like Bianco, I thought that made him very, very effective.
Very much so.
Very much just the facts, ma'am. And I found myself being swayed by him the more and more he talked. But I'll tell you what, Sheriff Lamb is a freaking rock star.
He is, and he was. We got a moment to talk to both Villanueva and Mark Lamb, and we took a photo with Mark Lamb and all. But speaking to him and over the things he said was just a breath of fresh air. Coming from, he's an Arizona guy, but for his kind of thought process to be kind of solidified for Californians to hear was such a great and
it is
strong
stuff
speech.
everybody needs to hear. He makes the point he's a 10th Amendment guy, which has to do with states' rights.
Yep.
He's not a big fan of government. He's a big fan of states' rights. But where the state conflicts with the federal government, Article 6 of the Constitution says you have the National Supremacy Clause. He's not afraid to use it. And he makes the point that it's a battle of good versus evil. And no matter how much you want to hide your head in the sand, his words, you can't run from it.
Nope. And he brought up, he wants everyone to kind of dive into Lincoln's address at Lyceum. That was a huge point, and he brought up some lines from there. But he wants everyone to kind of go in and absorb that and really take it in, especially for these times for these times that we're working in. They brought up a lot of stuff about what's been going on between the internal distress between officers, not just officers and federal agents, but officers within the same department, and they don't need that type of division there. There was so much talk about division between...
Oh, well, imagine, if you will, police departments versus ICE, for example, or versus the Border Control. You've got this confusing morass because there are people who want to divide us. And I want to quote Mr. Harris, if I can. He made the whole point. Trump, he says, is not my favorite. But he has done more. He has done the best for the border that I've ever seen. And this is a highly placed Border Patrol official.
Yeah, and he brought out just the facts of how much again, like you said, maybe not his favorite person in the whole wide world, maybe not going to write him a Christmas card or anything, but what he's done to protect and to help serve our Border Patrols, our ICE agents, our federal agents all over the place has been insurmountable. He's been a backer of these guys, trying to keep them safe. I think I want to say Scott Jennings brought up that the attacks on federal agents has gone up 1,000%.
Yeah.
Some other things that they brought up there.
Using some very sophisticated hardware, drone attacks and things like that.
Yes, and that's something that's huge because we've seen that in other countries that their weaponizing of these drones has kind of scaled up, and that our own Border Patrol are falling behind of these, and they're coming under attack from all this advanced technology, which is again another scary point of how much danger they truly are in. They brought up what they feel are the greatest threats in California.
That's where I was going.
Okay,
and Villanueva got this great quote, which was, "California has become an open-air mental asylum." Mm-hmm. And he mentioned an attack, the horrific attack that took place in North Carolina, where the girl was stabbed to death by a guy who then just walked off the train and no one helped. He says the same thing happened here a week ago.
Yep.
And you are not seeing anything about it in the press.
Same thing happened on a bus, I believe in Costa Mesa or Southgate, and no press, because they don't want you to understand that this is happening to your neighbors. This is happening right here in our home, and they're really brushing it under the rug.
Doesn't fit the narrative.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Mark Lamb said the greatest threat, because they were asked what is the greatest threat, the greatest threat is ourselves, our own government, our division, and our inability to unite.
Yeah.
And he said, and I quote, "We are the arbiters of our demise or our success."
And yeah,
he missed one thing, and that's NBC, ABC, and CBS.
Yeah, I think a lot of it.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah, they didn't touch much on the actual stations that do this, but they said creating this narrative overall through these guys, through these news stations, so-called news, heavy quotes on news, is a big thing, because they are part of the problem of hiding the destruction that this is all causing, and promoting and vilifying these, or at least lifting up these mental disorders and trying to make them seem so positive forward. what do we say? Our diversity.
Well, this has been said by better voices than ours, but yes, the constant blathering about how diversity is our strength, and the simple truth is, and all three of them agreed on this, no, unity is our strength.
Yes.
It is our ability to think
it's
similarly.
the United States, not the individuals.
Yes.
Yeah. And
So-
Charles Harris said,
Well-
you can't remain a nation if you don't control your borders. Are we a nation of the rule of law or of mob rule? Because there's your division.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure that there was trust repair both within the departments, but also with the community and law enforcement. That there's got to be a build back there, and so.
Well, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but mob rule, you mean a democracy?
There's absolutely no question about that. That's the Aristotelian thesis.
Why we're a constitutional republic.
What did Plato call the mob? And I quote, a community of pigs.
There you go.
So that was another great panel that they had out there. There was so much going on. The last panel they had was Sheriff Lamb, Scott Jennings, the Elder.
Larry Elder.
Sage, Larry Elder, and that one was and Grant and Jen were out there, and they had
Grant and Jen did a great job, by the way.
And you know what? Just in case anyone hasn't heard, they've been trying to see if she'll run for mayor, and if you guys want to just keep nudging her and bugging her about it, that'd be really fun. So yeah,
that would be interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely, I think. Go ahead.
Well, once again, though, she's going to run across the same problem that Hilton is, and she's affiliated with a right wing radio station, and that's going to make it a little bit tougher on her because Prop 50, they're not even advertising about Prop 50. They're just saying, do this to screw Trump.
Yeah, that's true.
Which has nothing to do with the subject matter at all. You're absolutely correct.
No.
But that's that Trump derangement syndrome thing all over again.
Building up leaders and communicators.
It's not a syndrome anymore. It's a disorder. I call it TDD now. some derangement disorder.
Yeah, right. Derangement disorder and disability, because it's really just it is a disability at this point.
It really is.
Anyway.
Well, listen, in our second packed hour, we're going to go to phone. Well, I'm not going to, but you guys are going to go to phone calls, and we're going to, since they're going to be covering this ad nauseum for the next week on the morning show, we're going to get back to what we do, which is fun with guns.
Right,
Fun
guys?
with guns, folks. Yep.
We got stories to tell.
Okay.
We have a few calls already. Derek, Dave, Pam. We'll get to you guys in after the break. And you send us off, Jeff.
All right, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And these two guys will be right back. I'm going to go back on the couch.
All right. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Good night, Jeff.
Talk to you guys soon. Doug, yeah, came talk CRPA group in South Bay chapter last month. Cool, Doug. Hey, and if any of you were there, let us know. Let us know. I know Nicole, if you're online right now watching us, go and good, put something. Doug. Who else we got? I know I got a bunch of names. Our caller Lynn, I'm gonna give her a shout out when we get back from the break. We got to see our good friend Brent, Antoinette, always lovely people. And I'll get to this in the next hour too. I actually spoke with a representative from the NRA, Mr. James Ha. Looking to talk to him some more about rebuilding the reputation and the transparency with the NRA. I'll touch on that a little bit.
They have some explaining to do, and they're willing to do it.
Absolutely, and they understand that there is a seriously optics problem with how they have ran things, and they're getting back to basics, let's say. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. We'll touch on some more stuff that we did in at the town hall. Still got so much to talk about.
It was a great honor to be there.
Absolutely. We had Pastor Scott did a great panel with some of the pastors and church leaders in all around the place. Chris Tegal, that guy has a voice that was just the most radio I've ever heard.
Right.
And it was so good. He's funny. He was his first quote on his first question was from Ephesians 5. Love a man who can bring out scripture to answer any of your problems, any of your questions. So, we'll get in some more of this, some more of the stuff that we touched on. So we still got a couple more segments.
Now, this is a good thought. If Hilton was when I finally hope he finds a place for Chad, and possibly vice versa.
Absolutely.
One way or the other. It must be an end to the supermajority in the Assembly and the Senate, and especially at the front end of the office, because as a governor, you got power to veto some of these wacky bills that the Democrats have just been riding roughshod over our rights for decades. And by the way, remember California in the 60s and 70s when we had Republican governors? Remember how nice it was?
When it was the golden age of California love.
It was. There was not trash in the streets. There were not homeless everywhere. And I recognize society evolves. But, man, it was a whole lot better world when you could do stuff like walk down the promenade, go to the beach, fill up your car without emptying your wallet. Remember those times?
You know, it was excuse me, I had a bit of a flashback on the drive here from there. I went past the Keck Medical Center.
Yep.
And that used to be on my drive to the previous station. Did not send good chills down my spine.
You may know I had to go there for a while, and I'll tell you what, you get off that freeway in downtown Los Angeles, there's another reason to have chills up your spine.
Nope. But you know what I do like about Keck is that the last and only classical music station is pretty much
Coming out
completely
of,
funded by the Keck Medical Center.
bless their heart.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about classical music.
You.
Me.
Oh, you cad, you just. Yes, but for a while, that's all I was listening to. And
That won't hurt your soul.
it was, especially because I was doing a lot of construction at the time, and I needed to clear my mind from here to there, and that was my favorite thing. I would just listen to it day and night, come home with a great spirit, and have this be inspired for so much more. It was such a nice thing, and you learn so much history just from learning when the time frame it came from, maybe why they wrote it, and just intricacies of it all. It was such a wonderful time.
Truly, this was inspired by the hand of God.
91.5. Yeah. Oh, we had some great shouts for Reagan during the talks.
Yep.
Got to stay true and fight the good fight. That's
Mr.
right.
Reed, correct.
Mr. Enigma, it's always good to see your voice on this. You're always an inspiration. I know you're not in California anymore, but it's great to have such a vote of confidence in us to do what's right here. And we appreciate you staying in the fight with us.
It's interesting. It's the NRA is in a position to do us a lot of good. And so, as unhappy as we might have been with the previous administration, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because they're in a place to do us a lot of good. CRPA definitely has been hauling the freight.
Yep.
And we're very appreciative of that.
Dum 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 be dooby dum 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 doom be dooby dum 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 dum. Whoa 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 bo bo. And welcome back to the Gunslinger Show right here on the
Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, where we are settling down for our second
Power
packed
Hour.
Hey, man, an hour has already gone by. For those of you that are just joining us from one of our local affiliates, Jeff is not here tonight. He's undergoing some health issues, which we've talked about, and we'll be glad to go over again if you're uncertain. He is going to be just fine. It's just some things that he's dealing with right now, and he very much appreciates everyone's best wishes, thoughts, and prayers.
Yeah, he's saving his strength for when he does have to take these next steps toward health and well-being and all that. So just continue your good thoughts and prayers out there. We do appreciate it.
Meanwhile, you got these knuckleheads. You got Jimmy and me, Mark. And we're here to talk about fun with guns. Trying to dodge politics, except they won't leave us alone.
No, they won't. But we're here, and we are taking your phone calls on the second Power Packed Hour. Go ahead, Mark. What is the number here?
1-866-870-5752. Again, that is 866-870-5752. We appreciate your comments on Facebook, Rumble, Instagram, YouTube,
X,
and all those things.
all of it.
But we really, really appreciate your phone calls.
And we're going to jump right into the first call over here. Derek's been waiting a mighty long time, and we
thanks,
appreciate it. Derek, how you doing tonight, brother? Derek, you still there? Oh, hey, how's
Thanks
it going?
for hanging on, man.
Thanks for hanging on so tight.
It's Eric.
Eric,
Oh,
okay.
Eric.
See, they had Eric up there. They had D. Rick up there, and then they changed it to Derek. So I'm assuming that they tried to just insert those, but Eric.
We are slaves to whatever the screener
whatever they
says.
write up there. That's what I'm
Eric.
reading. Eric, how you doing
Well,
tonight?
prayers go out to Jeff and his issues.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
A year ago, I had a heart attack and was transported to St. Joseph's Hospital in Orange. And I spent 5 hours in the waiting room waiting for
With a heart attack?
Emergency. Yeah, I had a heart attack on September 5th, 2024.
they transport. I called the paramedics, and they transported me to the hospital, and I spent 5 hours in the waiting room with 300 other people.
I've had a car accident earlier this year, and I understand what you're saying. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Waiting for a moment in the emergency room, and 2 days later I was transported over to ICU, and that Sunday, this is a Thursday, that Sunday I had my surgery. It was a double bypass, and they cracked my chest, took some veins out of my leg, and got me better. But it took me a week in ICU before I went home, and I just don't understand that. Jeff is going through a lot right now, but it must not be that serious, or it should be, in that he should be in ICU, because in ICU they monitor you, they give you drugs to calm your heart so you don't have another episode while in ICU, that sort of thing. The food's blah, and it's been a year walking, and Jeff, continue walking after you recover, because that will, and you'll have breathing exercises and all that stuff, to increase your lung capacity, and hopefully we need you back on the radio as soon as possible. And I'm just, St. Joseph's Orange was great, and they took Kaiser payment and all this, and it's
yeah.
Well, I don't want this to become the healthcare crisis program, but boy, that's a sad story.
It is.
5 hours in the waiting room with a freaking heart attack.
The term emergency and emergent seems to be at a different scale for hospitals. You know that. So, yeah, I've worked in a hospital at the urgent care over there in Loma Linda for a good while, and yeah, I can see the way they rate things at times, and sometimes you feel in your heart that it's an emergency. Well, excuse the term, in your heart, but you think it'd be a true emergency, but they have their own lines of who they take and what they take and how quickly they do.
And the simple truth, it's overcrowded, underfunded, and there are things you could do about that, and it would be nice to have a governor who did, instead of a governor who says, nope, we're not going to fix it.
All right. Derek, you got any gun questions tonight? Do you have anything to put out there? Jeff is listening, so he he's not going to stop walking. As soon as he's able to come home and get on his feet, he's not going to stop. We'll probably see him here too quickly, and that's just the way he works. But you have any questions?
Not at this time. I will call in future weeks, and you need to have Leon stand in for him while he's recovering.
Yeah, he'll be in hopefully either next week or the week after.
The week after. It said November 2nd, right?
Yep, November 2nd he'll be in, and we'll have a Motor Slingers night, and he'll be manning the helm. So yeah, helm's truck.
God bless you all for all that you do, and donate to the CRPA.
God bless you, Eric. Thank you so
Eric.
much for the call. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for the call, Eric. This is, Jeff's not going to stop anything. He's going to keep rolling. He's going to keep running. We have about 4 minutes left. I don't want to.
We got time to drop one in.
Let's go ahead and get another one in. Dave from L.A. Evening, Dave.
Hey.
You got a question about CCW or comment? Are you giving us an update on your CCW?
No, well, I like this, I'm unfortunately not in like the highest income bracket, so therefore I live in a low-income neighborhood. I was just actually coming out of the supermarket, and in the supermarket, I was accosted by a homeless, seemingly not entirely mentally stable person.
Oh, boy.
And, thank God I'm a big guy. I was able to kind of push him aside and call a manager, and everything ended smoothly. But if this would have been outside, I don't live in the best of neighborhoods. A lot of not great stuff going around, and you try to apply for a CCW, they're like, well, okay, there's a fee, and then you got to do it every 2 years. They just keep on piling on fee upon fee, and if you're trying to make ends meet just to pay your rent and groceries, how am I supposed to live safely and, take care of myself and my family without having to be afraid of getting attacked when the governor, as you guys were speaking about earlier, doesn't want to take care of, the mentally ill and those people who you should have compassion and take care of them, and instead we leave them on the streets to attack innocent people.
Yeah,
open air mental asylum.
I can't even get a TCW.
And that's one of the big things is that the cost, the time, and all this for the average American Californian, let's say, especially in counties where you can see prices that there's a bit of gouging going on in these areas. It's going to make it very difficult because that's what they're trying to do.
You're the guy that needs it, for God's sake. The people that have to live in lower income neighborhoods, the people who are threatened on a daily basis just walking out to their car. That ain't right. That ain't fair. That's what the Second Amendment is for, as well as protection against your government. You have a right to self-defense.
Yeah, and they're looking for the dependence upon them.
Yeah.
So,
but they've proven they can't be trusted with that.
Absolutely, and this is why the CRPA, I believe federally, they're going after, especially LA County, for their misuse and procedural misuse of allowing CCWs in LA County, and we're going to have to see how that fight rolls out, because you can see, especially for people in low-income areas that need this type of protection, where you're being just wrought with the mentally ill. And
you live in Beverly Hills. It's not that much an issue. And the irony is, of course, you have plenty of money to isolate yourself from those sorts of difficulties. Mm-hmm. It ain't right. It ain't fair, Dave.
No, and we completely...
And that's what we're about here.
Yeah, and we want the rights. This is the Second Amendment, pro-Second Amendment radio show. So we want those rights to be free for the law-abiding citizen. And for you being accosted and not being able to protect yourself, it's a crying shame. Absolutely.
That's why.
Thank you so much for spreading awareness about it. And, we'll have to see what happens with the government. And
keep calling
for Jeff. And thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Dave. God bless you tonight, and be safe.
We're hoping for change, man. We'll be the change.
All right. We're going to be coming up. Thank you. You have a great night.
Hey, Kirk. Kirk is on us. Remember last week we talked about favorite gun?
Yep.
All right. So if anybody would like to call in on that topic, what would the number be?
You guys are going to want to call and let us know what your favorite firearm is right now. 866-870-5752. Once again, that's 866-870-5752.
Right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
That seat looks good on you.
Oh, go on. Have heard never drive self to ER thinking driving on self can't be that serious.
Don't drive self to see. Yeah.
Hey, if you can afford the ambulance, make sure, because that is a sign of emergency. And everything. If you get in a car accident, if you get in some type of slip and fall at home, because
if you can afford the ambulance, do you see how wrong that is?
That hurt. It felt like I was saying something wrong, because that's sad.
If you can afford the ambulance,
if you have good enough insurance, let's say.
Yeah, this does not make me crazy. Be the change you want to see. Good call out, Melissa.
Yeah, absolutely. Mahatma Gandhi. Arms again. Welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, folks, where we're taking all your calls on anything firearm related. If you want to know about the auction, about how to transport your firearm, if you need help with paperwork, how do you get your FSC? We're taking all of those. Let us know what your favorite firearm is right now that you're shooting, or your favorite of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have 45 minutes left, and I know what you like to do. You like to gang up. Well, there's 7 minutes left. If all 24 of us call right now.
Yeah, you can just pile it on. Pile it on now. We do have a couple calls waiting right now. We just want to touch on again about some of the stuff that's going on. I wish we could have stayed longer at the town hall to talk to some of the, especially
some of the panelists,
some of the folks, especially some of the people in the governor's race and all that, to see what kind of changes they were looking to make or help with the Second Amendment in California. I really wanted to pick their brains a little bit so I could bring them onto the show. I know we've had Chad on here, and there's a lot of good that he wanted to do there, but I also wanted to touch on it with Steve Hilton.
Absolutely, that would be a real good question to ask him, because he didn't dance around, but he never did address it. And one of the problems is, if the government is not going to do its job, as Dave pointed out, we have to have a means of protecting ourselves. Can I give a shout out? We sat with some great people.
Oh yes,
and
we did.
I promise we're going to throw out some names here. So I want to shout out Lynn, Debbie, who Jeff was the person who prayed for you last time on the show. Nicole, Brent, of course, was there. Daryl, we shared a table with. That guy is a funny
yeah,
guy,
he's
man.
good. You've seen him at all.
Rick, Doc Colos was there, Antoinette was there, and I want to give a special shout out to Martha Grace, who shared the table for us. She is the academic advisor to the Long Beach State Dirtbags. And she's for all their teams, but especially baseball. She's a baseball fan, and we love some baseball, and I go out to see them just about every year.
And she was great. It was great having her at the table, because she was loud and proud for everything going on, which was really great. Lynn, she's called the show a few times. Yep. It's always great hearing from her. Nicole was out there, and she's called in as well. You guys are all great. We want to appreciate everyone that came up to us over the course of the town hall, just to show their appreciation, but let you know that we appreciate you so greatly. They were, what was a really, really shining point about our interactions is that they were able to use the information we gave them to help educate others, and to either help educate others or bring them closer to understanding the rights of the Second Amendment.
That sounds like unity in the community, and by golly, if we can be part of that, this is something Jeff put together, but if we can be part of that, creating unity within our community, which just wants responsible, safe firearms ownership, that's what the show is about, by golly, we're glad to be part of it.
How is that not on a shirt yet?
Well, it'd be kind of small script. Well, with your massive chest, there'd be room for
massive. I think you could put on
page
the
2 on
half.
the back.
Continued. All right. So, you guys, again, if you want to call in, what is the number again, Mark?
The number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752. We love the social media, but we love the calls even better. So put that on speed dial and give us a call once in a while.
Yeah, we're going to jump right in. Pam's been waiting a good while, too. So, Pam, come on from Temple City. Evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. I hope you guys are, Jimmy and Mark. And I called you guys once before when Jeff was there, and I don't use guns or anything. I'm a blind individual, but my brother and my dad did, and they would have been a gunslinger if you guys would have been old enough to be out in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, we wish we could have been for them. That would have been really nice.
But, it's funny, to put things in perspective, I was all down because USC lost yesterday, and then I hear about Jeff, and I think, that really puts into perspective what's important and what isn't.
Notre Dame. I'm sorry, what?
Ooh, ouch.
But, and I turned off my baseball and football tonight to listen to you guys.
Oh, thank you so much, making us priority.
But what I just wanted to call to say real quick, and I'll let you guys get to your gun fun forum, but I just want to wish you, Jeff, a very speedy recovery. I go to Mass daily. I say my rosary several times, and you'll be in that with the prayer intentions of a speedy and safe recovery. And I hope that you'll have your family. Don't do this yourself, because of your stress, but have your family call the Department of Insurance and tell them that they're not fast enough on the draw here to get you well for us, because you don't have our permission to go anywhere.
No.
For that, Jeff, you got heavyweights in your corners.
You're waiting. Yeah.
That's it, and then I hope to meet you guys someday, and I thank you for having me. I love you guys. God bless.
Pam, we love you. God
Thanks,
bless
Pam.
you. Thank you for the prayers. Keep that rosary warm for us. But thank you so much, and God bless you, Pam.
God bless. Thank you.
Amen, amen. Yeah, there's been so much. Jeff is, he is our captain here and all, and we do appreciate all the outpour. We had so many people
Virtually every single person with whom we interacted.
They understood exactly what he was needing at this moment, is those well wishes and prayers for his strength and for recovery. Especially, I know he hasn't approached the procedure yet, but we want to make sure that he recovers and gets in health well, because he's not going to stop himself from moving and grooving. So when he does come back, we want to make sure that he's as comfortable as possible.
He'll be back, man.
Yeah. When he does come back, I'm just keeping his seat warm for him. And this one's got some great shock absorbers. It's really nice. So I can see why he loves this seat so much.
Perfect for driving down LA freeways. Okay, we're not commiserating here.
Yes, but we are. Again, this is Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, and we are talking fun with firearms.
We threw out favorite firearms, and I wanted to get Kirk in because he started to talking about the Smith & Wesson K22 masterpiece target hammer, target trigger, 1950s production. So that'll be an old pin barrel firing pin on the hammer firearm. Those things. That was, is there a golden era of American firearms? Because that's when the metallurgy was there, the engineering was there, the quality, the care, and the construction was there. Yeah, that's golden era.
Especially because material-wise, they didn't skimp. There was no skimping. There wasn't much of this new polymer, everything. And
MIM parts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was really structured all together, all for one purpose and all that. There weren't mismatching parts here and there. So you can see that at the time and quality of those firearms, that's why they've lasted the test of time.
And that's why people still love them. Here we go. Kirk, let me see. Oh, Mr. E says Smith & Wesson Model 29. That's the 44 Magnum. I have one that I used to use as my trail gun when I was up up in Alaska. I had a sister who lived up in the Denali Range. Colt 1911 Officer's Model.
The classic. Come on.
Nothing
I mean, you really can't go wrong with it.
And then just throw a little plastic in. CZ Shadow 2.
See, and I know CZ's getting some backlash for some of the stuff right now, but so many CZ firearms have been in the upper echelon for such a long time.
They're just ergonomically, they're very good.
And then that's what I've told people in the shop when I used to be at the shop a lot more often, and people would give their gripes about, say, how square the Glock is and how it would fit uncomfortably in their hand. And then
it's like picking up a cinder block.
It is.
It's a very functional cinder block.
Yeah, or you got a handful of lighters and you're just like grabbing onto it. But then I hand them a CZ and the ergonomics of how they rest in the palm and
the grip angle.
Exactly. And they fit so many, and it turned so many people on to understanding how comfortable a firearm could be in your hand.
But CZ is a big fan of the Petters design, where the slide reciprocates inside the frame rails, which makes the slide smaller and a little bit lighter and a little bit harder to actuate.
Yes, and once they come across, say, something after firing it a few times, they realize that maybe the fit doesn't come as comfortable. But again, you will never fire anything that you're never comfortable with. So to find something that fits in hand and can operate, that is an issue with some. And for others, maybe it's not as much. Got good hand weight behind it. Yep. Everything's actuating properly, and then maybe that wouldn't be a hindrance to some. But to some, that could be a
Just manipulating of the firearm. Of course, once it's loaded, the gun is going to be very good and very reliable. I would love to get still a CZ TAC Ops, one of those things. Those things are TAC drivers and really, really nice, ergonomically masterpieces. But that's because they emulate one of my personal favorites, which is the Browning High Power.
Yep.
Which is like putting on, every time I pick one of those things up, it's like putting on like your favorite pair of jeans or a comfortable set of Converse.
It is a glove at times. It just how it wants to feel in your hand, how it wants to be in there. It's specifically contoured to fit well in that hand, and naturally, where you're not reaching over this side, having to wrap your thumb around the other. It fits like it wants to be there.
It comes from an era when this wasn't just for sport. This was a police or a military weapon. It was meant to save your life, where you couldn't be frogging around. You couldn't have to be making adjustments or something
Fumbling
like that.
and bumbling.
And that design really shows it. So that's a favorite. We got some love from Mr. E on that one too. He wanted an honorable mention.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And before we get to the next break, we have a couple calls coming in, but we'll get to them. I don't want to cut them off because
who's coming up?
Dave in Whittier. He has a comment about the Second Amendment, and Sean, one of our favorites in Covina, favorite firearms. He's got one coming up. Concerned over there, I believe that over there on Rumble, favorite Smith & Wesson 431, currently on his CCW, changing it to the 432 soon. Love the 32 H&R. Yeah, you know what? And it's great. It says for personal defense, pocket carry, and weight. I mean, in a
got some revolver fans here.
In concealed, especially that's the original point and click. So you want something simple and accurate.
There's nothing to remember.
No.
If you pull it out and go to work if you need it.
All right,
responsibly,
ladies,
of course.
Yep, responsibly. Everything safety and responsibly. All right, folks, this is the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, and we're going to be right back after this.
That's your lot in life, Lelania. Can't blame ya. Dude, half an hour to go. Where is this going? I just got here. I haven't shaken the dust of the traffic off.
Right? It's like we're so I'm so on tension to keep it rolling, so I don't have those lulls thinking that Jeff's gonna text me right now and be like, "Why haven't you done this yet?" I'm like, "Oh." So I
haven't been any lulls so far, big guy.
So we are running. Don't forget to give the number. Yeah. Oh, and have Leon do it. Yeah, we'll point on the next when we come back in. We'll do the point to Ryan to have Leon give the number as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I love this. I've had some good friends on the dirt bags, fellow Long Beach residents. Love them. Just don't park your car behind home plate.
No.
Sounds like a windshield story, which, by the way, has happened to me.
We when I was in juniors and we're playing. Bless you. The baseball field was right on the corner of, I think, a Pipeline. No, Chino and Roswell, and it was 2 or 3 times a game. I mean, like through the course of games on a weekend, you'd hear wheels screeching or a windshield just
chunk, and then the alarm goes off.
Feel the smash. And it's like, oh goodness.
You know, they actually will come to your house and install a windshield for you now.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I know that.
Safe Flight Repair. Safe Flight Repair, please.
Robert Jones says, one of my favorites is a Smith & Wesson 627 357 Magnum. Abso-freaking-lutely. A lot of love for wheel guns here. You know, it's funny because the shop at which I'm working right now is all about modern semi-automatics. And it's like walking into the new shop is like walking into John Wick. It really, really is. But man, on the other, there's still a lot of love for wheel guns.
Yeah, there's something we were talking about it at the town hall that. It's the simplicity of a machine like that to do what it's supposed to do and to do it time and time again and act as accurately and as consistently. It's something to be said. Again, test of time for firearms is such a big thing because you have so many, I don't want to say some of these newer firearms that you find you're having to do replacements on this. Something has gone awry on
SIG 320.
And
magazines that stick, safeties that don't work, sights that fall off,
feeding problems.
Oh, that one doesn't work with hollow point ammunition, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Revolver insert. What do you say? The ultimate point click interface.
Yes, and like when people kind of go at it and they think about it, everything kind of rolls back down to. What do you need it to do, What's going to be most consistent, most...
Can you get that first shot off before the bad guy does? Because most people that are doing bad things are not interested in a gunfight.
Nope.
What they want to do, you're not law enforcement, you're not military. They want your stuff, and they want it for free. And the minute you make it expensive, they will start reconsidering their choice of entertainment for the evening.
Yep. And the cost of life is an unrefundable one.
Excellent turn of phrase.
So, yeah. And if you're looking for something that is going to be reliable, if you're looking for something reliable, your classic wheel gun is going to sit there and do you well, rain or shine, day or night.
I'm intrigued about the 32 H&R for personal defense. You can get a 5-shot into a little 6-shot revolver. That 327 Magnum's a hottie. Oop.
Radio.
Jeff does this song better.
So
He
good.
does.
And I hate to step on his toes with something like that because he does it so well.
Right.
How do we even want to attempt? So, but thank you. Love all the music. These are all the Jeff classics right now, the tried and true. So, welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network. And we are a Fun with Firearms show, and we are taking your calls this last half hour.
An hour.
We are at the bottom half of our second power packed hour. So, you know what? Let's have our friend give us the number. Hey, Leon, do you mind giving us the number?
That number is 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
Why does that always put such a smile on my face?
It never fails.
Right?
And you know what's kind of nice because Jeff isn't here. Got to hear him in the background right there. Like he was right here. Like the whole team was gathered around. So you guys, if you have your questions on firearms, again, if you have any questions on the auction, I know Jeff's not here, but we do have a good experience of working with him at the auction. If you have questions on anything going on in your life, again, we were bringing up favorite firearm. We had a bunch online. Rumble has been hitting it out of the park. Had some great calls in there.
But what do you like? And we've got coming up. We have some calls.
Oh, we do. We're gonna jump right in then. Dave over in Whittier, you have it in the comments as Second Amendment. So, Dave, how can we help
guys, you just made me want to do my Elvis karaoke, buddy.
File in. You can't do worse than us.
No, you can't. Come on, you can try.
Big honka low.
What's going on, Dave? How you doing tonight?
Okay, so you have to ask, where's the source of this anti-gun business? Why? They never explain. They just say, oh, whenever there's a shooting, we got to get rid of guns. Well, That's not where it's coming from, folks. Okay, here's the deal. Ronald Reagan, and you guys asked me to call in on this, back in on this. I would recommend Paul Kengor, Kengor, book, The Crusader. It's all about Reagan and his history of fighting communism. Started in the 40s, late 40s, when he was the president of the Hollywood Union, SCAG. Okay? Boy, he got to, you read that book and you'll see the flack he got from crazy people back then. But he carried it on through the 80s. And what he did was he called the Soviets godless and immoral. And it bugged the Soviets to no end to where they called him the Crusader. And so what we're facing is the same thing. When you look at the California Teachers Association website, they can't get away with their CRT business because I documented what was on their website pushing CRT in 2020. They took it down, but I have it. Okay, it's crazy. But here's the deal. Where's the military strategy? One great tank commander in the Iraq War wrote a book in which he spelled out 5 points of military strategy. And one of them is center of gravity, and it applies politically. Eisenhower, when you go to the documentary The Presidents, the episode on him, he said that his strategy in his campaign for president was he did his campaigns like a war. And when you go to David Horowitz's website and you find his Academy on Political Warfare, two things. Define your enemy and define ways to defeat him. What we have supporting the anti-gun movement of the left, Newsom and the legislature in California, is what? The California Teachers Association, putting out these constant lies about Trump, about Prop 50, but it never ends. The California Teachers Association is a big money union. So they get their money from the union members. They withdraw the money from their union dues and put it in their PACs and then use it for these deceitful ads. So we've got to counter that money, folks.
Absolutely.
Waste money for your candidates.
And that's one of the things that we actually touched on about the CTA, the California Teachers Association, is that they're actually one of the folks that are behind, that are lifting up Prop 50. So, yeah, absolutely, this is coming from the bottom up in all directions. So bottom up, I guess, wouldn't be the correct term of phrase.
You got to hit the center of gravity. It's money. Folks, we've got to raise the money. You as an individual, you can raise money on your own, have these fundraisers for your candidate. Yep. You know, these candidates for Republican, they do not need the Republican Party endorsement. Bob Dornan was great at raising money with one method: mailers, handwritten, mass mailers. Okay, there were some things I disagreed with about Bob Dornan and what was going on in that campaign, because I was in that campaign. But he was a firebrand who spoke his mind the way it should have been.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Listen to Dave, because he's letting you know that you can put your money where your mouth is and back who you really, really support, folks.
Oh, and let me, am I still on? Let me tell you, folks, one other thing. I've studied campaign finance. What you can do as an individual, you can spend up to $2,500 of your own money doing campaign, any individual in the community, any citizen, without reporting. Once you hit $2,500, you have to start reporting your money. But you can continue to do that as an independent expenditure campaign as one person, and then you can continue to report your money and spend all the money you want to campaign against these Democrats, okay? Right. But you cannot coordinate with the candidate who you are promoting. If you do, you're under the contribution limits that campaign, all right? But you can go up to $2,500 without reporting. Simple Xerox flyers in your community.
Yeah, use your resources, folks. Thank you, Dave. You guys remember what Dave's saying. Use your resources. Put your money where your mouth is, and advocate for whoever your political.
Pick up a phone. Drive somebody, share opinions. Don't be afraid to talk about politics. Politicians love it when you don't. Yeah. But back to firearms.
Yeah, thank you again, Dave. God bless you, and everyone take his words to heart, and let's go and help out the people we're promoting. Okay, folks? Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
You, guys.
You have a good night. God bless you. All right, you know what? Let's jump right into another one. We have Sean over in Covina. Hey, you have your favorite gun, Sean?
Hello, greetings. This is Sean in Covina.
Yes, sir.
Always an interesting call, Sean.
Always appreciate you, Sean.
I just want to give God bless the three amigos and your posse.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're one of them.
Absolutely.
And if we have time, I'd like to talk about favorite firearms, and also if we have time, I'd like to know how you each met Jeff.
All right, just jump right into it. What's your favorite firearm?
Okay, Sean? Let's go with the favorite. I'll just put in three. My one of my favorite rifles is a 10/22 Ruger, and the second one, M1 carbine, and the Brother 92F. And of course, I like AKs and ARs. But like you said, Mark, that Ruger 10/22 is just a clean shooter.
Man,
it's a clean shooter.
Do you have a favorite? Have you done anything like a carbon fiber barrel or a trigger? You can spend 10 times what you spent on the firearm on modifications and accessories. Have you done that?
No, I haven't. But I know a lot of people would. When I used to be in a big box store, they'd just buy the gun, just keep the receiver, and get rid of everything else.
Yep, there's got to be a stack of barrels and stocks out there somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was like I said. What are you buying it for? I said, I'm just buying it for the receiver. and there's so much you can do with it. I remember back even in the '80s, there's so much you can do with it. Nowadays they do even so much, and even Ruger is finally coming out with with factory models, which are great. And I got a M1 carbine with a Philippine connection because it came out of the Philippines.
Very popular there.
Fed ordnance. So it has fed ordnance, and plus the country was imported out of the Philippines. I know you like that.
Jimmy's going to be in favor. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know. I'm a fan.
I want to tell a story real quick. I was at a military rifle shoot recently, and a couple of guys had M1 carbines.
Hey.
And it was interesting to see what happened after 50 yards. Understanding the history of the M1 carbine and what it was designed to do, which was replace a handgun, because handguns are difficult to shoot accurately. Yeah. So it's intended as a 0 to 50 yard firearm, actually. But they were issued to frontline troops who started trying to do things with. And so let me just say that the gentlemen who are competing with M1 carbines did not score especially well, but it was fun to watch them potting away.
You know, it's always fun to watch. That's what. Hey, you know what? That's one of the things. That's where we have fun with firearms.
They were having as much fun as anybody, and I don't know. It's funny you say the 1022 and the M1 carbine, Sean, because they both handle kind of the same, don't they?
Oh. Yeah,
they both kind of scream, "Pick me up, chew me, go ahead." It's like a baseball, throw me, do it.
That's all they want to do. They want to be shouldered. They want to sit there and be held and be produced. They want to be fired. So yeah, absolutely love those shouts, Sean. And you know what we'll do? Go ahead.
And you know my age when I say the Beretta 92, because I just love that firearm when it came out.
Tell me what it is, because that is about the biggest way to get 15 rounds into a magazine that I've ever seen. Tell me what it is that you like about the 92.
Well, I got it back in the 80s when I went from shooting my brother's Model 19 Smith & Wesson to action job Beretta, and all of a sudden I found, I'm hitting the targets very well.
Oh, nice.
Listen, there's a lot to love in that.
And in those days, there's no CCWs. You had to be was it a member of Congress or the Democratic Party or a movie star to get a CCW?
Yeah. Right. Named Metro Golden Mayer or something, yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And you know what we'll do? We're going to, because we have a couple calls lining up already, and we have about 2 minutes in this segment, so we'll jump into the next calls. But we're going to let you go right now, but we'll give you our little stories before we get into the break about when we first met Jeff. All right, Sean?
Will do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. God bless you, Sean. Always great hearing from you. I always appreciate it.
Okay. God bless all of you, too.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, brother.
All right. I got about a minute left. Well, first off, just real quick, I'm actually Jeff's son, Jimmy, is actually one of my best friends. I've known him since I was about 10 years old. We went to junior high together. Jeff gave me a job at the pizza store that he kind of created. I helped out the Bada Bing, helped out there, and then ever since I've been working at the auctions for the last about 15, 20 years, and worked at the shop, and he's always been, I used to call him my gunfather. So, yeah, absolutely. I've known him for quite some time.
And I hear the music, so pick me up when we come back.
All right. You guys are listening to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network. Again, our telephone number, if you want to get in for the last segment, 866-870-5752. We'll see you in a bit.
Hey, it's Jeff from Gunslinger Gun Shops and Auctions. Do you have or know of a...
Hey, night, Ricky. Thanks for always joining us. So you
or a safe, and we come to you. We not only sell firearms, we sell edged weaponry, art, coins, and jewelry. If it goes in a man cave, we got you covered. Our customer base spans from South Africa to Alaska.
Greg's got the 1952 K22 Combat Masterpiece, the 4-inch 1953 K22.
See, that's that golden era that we're talking about, right?
Look at that, the 6-inch. The Masterpiece, the 54 K30. Wow, chef's kiss,
man.
We're about to come in, so we're gonna jump right into them. We got 4 calls. Everybody,
Come on a safari with me. Come on to the safari. All right, welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio. I was trying to...
Jimmy, it's our last segment. What happened?
And we have calls. Let's
go.
So first, you know what? Let's bring on Mike. Mike from El Segundo. I have a bunch of calls on there, so let's go ahead and just let's just get through it, buddy. How you doing, Mike?
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. First, thanks for a great show, of course, and I was glad to hear Jeff. I'm sad to hear that he's having some health issues. I'm going to say a few words that'll just drive. They're words that drive these left-wing socialist and communist Marxists, Democrats who hate America, hate gun owners, hate freedom. It's going to drive them nuts. So I'm going to say that I'm giving my thoughts and prayers to Jeff Tavener that he gets completely fixed up, that he lives a very long, healthy, happy life and continues all the great work he's doing, selling firearms and accessories and everything else.
Amen.
He sells, doing this wonderful, wonderful service for lots and lots of Americans to help keep us free and strong and happy. Because guns can bring a lot of happiness and joy as well.
Absolutely.
And the second thing I want to say is that I really appreciate that all three of you, that it's really wonderful to hear people who have a true love and passion for firearms that are not just selling it like they sell shoes or anything else just as a business to make money. You guys love firearms. You know a lot about firearms. You keep learning more, and you share your wonderful knowledge with all of us. And it's really a joy to see people who are following and pursuing their true passion and love and able to make a living doing it as well and share it with others. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. I always appreciate it when you call, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keeping it real.
And I want to say that Saturday I went to, yesterday I went to the so-called No Kings rally.
Yes.
And these are totally AstroTurf. They're not grassroots whatsoever. The one in Torrance at City Hall there. And I took photos of the people's signs. I saw the most horrific, hateful, disgusting, despicable signs they're carrying. There was a lot of Holocaust denial there. Just incredible. It's what I call the new Holocaust denial, where they call President Trump, they call Republicans, conservatives, gun owners, they call us Nazis, fascists, Hitler, Mussolini.
Obviously, they've never run into any real fascists or Nazis.
Hyperbole at its finest.
Yeah, and I even saw a sign to kill Trump, only said kill the king, and by the king, they're claiming Trump is the king. Well, the true fascists are the Democrats. Let me ask you this. Which political party is for and which is against rent control, minimum wage laws, and gun control and mandates to make and sell electric vehicles, and are those all fascist laws? So I'll ask you guys, and I'd like to hear your answer.
Absolutely, Mike. Thank you for the call. We'll go ahead and answer that.
We know how to deal with kings. We did that on the 4th of July, 1776.
God bless
and the
you.
communists are the kings. You got 3 generations in North Korea from father to son passing on the communist dictatorship throne. Similar in Cuba.
Yeah.
The irony of people who've been in Congress for 40 and 50 years.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, Mike, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thanks for the call, Mike.
We have a bunch of calls. We're trying to get through.
Okay,
God bless you.
Thanks a lot.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's this No Kings thing, and you can see how hyperbolic they are. You can see how disgraceful and how sick they can get. And yeah, you can see how long that party has been in power for as long as they want. So let's go ahead and jump into, it looks like Mark over in Woodland. Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I think Karen Bass would be a great mayor for Havana, Cuba.
That makes a lot of sense.
She knows how to not get things done.
So many times, and she was one of the volunteers, and I'm telling you, their secret police vet closely everybody who is part of that. I can't even pronounce it. I only speak American, but it's some sort of coalition that supports the Cubans. But anyway, my favorite rifle, I would say, if you're on the veldt, if you're on the range, I like the AR-10 or the FN FAL.
Oh, FAL.
The best.
Big FAL fan here.
That's great
I was
construction.
really impressed when I tried it in Rhodesia. It's a fantastic rifle, and if you got a lot of range on you, that's the one I would want.
Absolutely. You know? That's a great call.
But I just want to let you know, me and 2 friends went to the beach today, and we took public transportation, the MTA here, and the mayor and the city council have blocked I'm not kidding. They block on their free Wi-Fi Rumble. They do not allow it. They let YouTube on.
Too much freedom.
But not Rumble.
Too much.
Because they know who their demographic is on Rumble.
Oh,
But you're the fascist, right?
Yeah. Mark, thank you so much.
Free speech.
Mark,
Hey, I gotta tell you, they don't want queens, but they don't want kings, but they want drag queens.
Yeah, when can we have the No Queens rally? All right,
Dude,
talk to your teachers association to see if we can get a No Queens rally out there.
Well,
but Mark, thank you so much, brother.
Mark.
I'm going to try to get through about 4 or 5 more calls. All right, God bless you, sir. All right, Nicole over in Culver City. We saw you at Town Hall. Hey, Nicole, what's going on?
Yes, that was me. I almost fell out of my chair when you mentioned my name.
I couldn't forget you. Told you we were going to do
I was looking around for Jeff. I didn't know, what had happened. And I don't just say, oh, he's in my prayers. I just knelt down. I put my hands together and prayed for him and his family.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
glad
you
that
so
you
much.
explained what happened, and I'm hoping everything goes well. He sounded okay, but I'm going to pray that everything goes well.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to thank you again for the time you spent with me and explained what to do with my dad's gun.
Of course.
And I looked up the number on the bottom. It was a 4753. Does that mean anything?
475. That'll just be the serial number.
Serial, exactly.
Not the manufacturer's
Not the model
date.
number.
No.
Okay.
You can
But you
address
guys-
the manufacturer's date through the serial number because they keep records.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I won't take any more of your time, but thank you so much for the time you spent with me. You guys are the best. I
God
appreciate
bless you.
guys.
Thank
I
you so
enjoy it. And I'm going to listen to the repeat again Saturday night.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Nicole. It was a pleasure seeing you.
God
And
bless
God
you
bless
guys.
you. All
Thanks,
right.
Nicole.
We got to keep rolling. Looks like Roy over in Santa Monica. Interesting firearm. Come on,
Go.
Roy. What's going on?
Hey guys, how are you? All's good on the town hall you did, and it's good. Thank you for all that, and for Jeff, fair winds and good health. And
Thank you.
again, lots of prayers will be out for him, and mass this week from those of us that are of the Templar class. So we're trying that for you. So
Thank you, Roy. We met at town hall. Your voice is familiar. This is Roy.
We met. I called before. We met at other places.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so definitely good to hear from you. What's your interesting firearm? We got a couple more calls. I want to see if I can get everyone on.
Particularly on carbines, a 256 Win Mag in M1 carbine. You ever fired one?
A 256 Win Mag.
I have not personally. 256. That
sounds like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's a flamethrower, but it's a neck down 37, but it's got more ballistic, pump at distance. It's not. It's not got any terminal velocity, but it's great for varmints and small stuff. But it's got a little more than a.
That would stretch out.
250 yard. You get 250. You can get 250 yards of that thing if you accurize it. But they're hard. They made a Marlin lever gun out of it, and there was a Universal had a carbine was one, and they're very rare. There's only like 4 or 5 that were ever done in it. But it's just a fun shooter in that caliber in a carbine.
Carbine's a fun shooter. You just have to be aware of its limitations. And I can see people trying to stretch out the range.
Yeah. Every inch, right?
That was one of it. It's like the Spitfire. There was a, what was it called? Johnson did one. He called it 256 Spitfire. I think it was Johnson Arms made.
Yes.
And that became that cartridge from 60 grains to 87 grains. Went, it was in various forms of it, and it got more flat trajectory. It really did. It did work well, but it's
Roy, that is a very cool shout. Yeah, that caliber and everything. It's really fun to hear. It's people's favorite and most
guys,
interesting.
all the best. I'll let you get back to the other calls, and we'll talk soon. And Jeff, keep the faith. You're a Kaiser.
Thank you. God bless you, Roy. Be safe
Thanks,
out
Roy.
there. All right, let's keep it rolling, folks. Looks like I have Ed over in Riverside. Ed, what's going on?
Well, I'm listening to the program. I'm on KTIE, so I only get the second hour, but it sounds like Jeff must have had his surgery.
No, actually, he's at home resting right now. He's keeping tabs on us right now. But he did come on in the first hour. If you ever want to jump on YouTube or anything like that, or iHeartRadio to catch the first hour, we did have him on for the last 2 segments of the first hour, and he gave an update on what's going on. We got to talk to him for a little bit.
He's going to be good. Just so you know, he's going to be good, but we're waiting for that surgery.
Yeah.
And then the lady who just called mentioned something about a repeat on Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you rebroadcast the show, and what time would that be? And do you know Does that come on KTIE also?
You know what? I'm wondering if it does come on KTIE. It's at 11 p.m. on Saturday nights. They do the full 2 hours on there. What we'll do is that we'll post it up, or I'll try to get some type of word out to see when it does come through. But is your favorite the M1 carbine?
Yes, I do like the M1. It's not my favorite, but I enjoy it. It's easy to shoot.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to have a companion Ruger Blackhawk in that caliber.
Look
now,
at that.
Talk about a flamethrower coming out of that shorter barrel.
That's a wonderful combo you got there.
And the noise.
And the noise.
And the noise. You got
when you shoot one of those at a range, people take notice.
Oh, yeah.
It'll get your attention.
Ed, we got one more call to get to. Thank you. And, yeah, go ahead and try to catch up if you can find it.
Or find us on YouTube or any of those places.
Yeah, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Rumble, X, anything that you can. Just you can find us, just Gunslinger Radio or Gunslinger Auctions. But thank you for the call. God bless you. It's always great for hearing from you. We got one more call to get to before our last two.
And God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ed.
Brent from LA, our last call of the evening. We got about a minute, so it was great seeing you, Brent.
Yes, it was.
Shalom, you gallant 870 Town Hall gunslingers.
Shalom, my friend. We got one.
It was wonderful seeing you guys again at the Town Hall.
It's always great seeing you, brother.
Yeah, it's always so much fun and optimistic seeing you. And why Jeff didn't make it, I don't know. He keeps complaining. He doesn't have 90% of the blood flow the smarty pants doctors say he should have. But I say his cardiac glass is 10% full, and I'd prefer to have 10% of his blood any day.
Amen.
Than have 100% of the blood of Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, Maxine Waters, or Katie Portapotty.
Brent, you're going to help us send us out right now. We are going off. We have 30 seconds. We want to thank you, Brent. We want to thank everyone. Thank you for the well wishes for Jeff. Thank you, everyone, for listening, watching on wherever you were. God bless you guys all, and have a great night. Shalom, Brent, and we love you guys. You guys are the best.